Yo, what's up, guys? So I got some Devin Booker in the rec gameplay in the background. If you want to see that build, if you want to see the animations, comment down below, let me know. But I think I picked my next NBA player build. It's leaning towards more difference maker and people who are doing good this season. That's kind of the theme I want to stick with as I make more NBA player builds. So if you have any other recommendations, drop them down below. The reason for this video is I want to talk a little bit about the strength debate that's been going on. So before anything, this isn't calling anybody out. A lot of creators test different things, have different play styles, come to different conclusions. That's normal. And I also want to shout out the YouTube channels that test out all these things for us. It takes a lot of time to make those videos, it takes a lot of time to test those things, and they're putting out videos consistently and helping us make our builds better. So I do want to shout them out. In this, I just want to look at the actual animations and the way the game feels this year. From my point of view, strength in 2K usually affects a few things. Bump animations on defense, how easily you can get moved in the paint, setting screens, and holding box outs. And then in some finishing situations, you can feel strength a little bit more. But I say strength isn't as important as some of the other stats, just because in 2K26, a lot of the situations where strength used to matter have been toned down. The paint isn't as animation heavy, and badges do a bigger share of the work, like box out beast, rebound chaser, on ball menace, immovable enforcer. Players with good perimeter defense or good defensive attributes, good stick skills, and the right badges, they're winning matchups even if they have low, medium strength. You don't see too many scenarios in game where low strength is the reason someone loses a possession. It's usually positioning, timing, badge, or builder choices. So I play mainly Pro-Am and Random Rec. So my team, we have centers that have 73 strength. I don't feel the need to go higher. If you're setting a screen every possession, then yes, definitely go higher strength, because if you're setting 30 screens a game, you definitely want to be in the higher 20s of good screen set. But if our center does send a screen with low strength, there's a good chance that he stops him enough for me to get an open look, or for another player to get an open look. So even that like slight body up animation or any slight changes to the defender trying to make a play on the ball handler is a win for the offense. On the other hand, if you're playing solo rec, I could definitely see how 99 strength and setting legend brick wall screens could be beneficial to your team in random rec, just because they're not as organized, they don't communicate as much. So those screens can hit a lot harder. If you're playing other team-oriented game modes, that's where strength can be seen as less important, just because you have other people around, you're communicating, people are covering for each other. And in terms of rebounding, strength is not linked to box out beast. So to invest heavily in strength, and for how expensive it is, it's just not worth the cost to go higher than I would say like an 83, 80, 45 in strength as a center. Especially if you're playing like Pro-Am or Squad Proving Grounds, because by the time a strong center worms your center, you'll have other people jumping up already for the rebound, and that worm animation takes up time. So that's just my feeling on it. You got to look at the cost benefit aspect of it. So it's all going to come down to your personal play style, your preference, the people you play with. And there's the other camp that says strength is super important. And to be fair, that side is not lying either. If you're constantly switching on a bigs, trying to hold box outs, or setting screens for your point guard, you'll definitely notice that strength becomes, more noticeable. So if your playstyle puts you in physical situations, strength does help. There's no question about that. If you're ISO and you rim run a lot, you might barely feel strength. If you're in the paint a lot, you'll notice strength a little bit more. And if you're guarding ball, it's all preference. You might prefer quickness, acceleration, and steal over strength. And the difference, 71 on 6'6" will get you immovable enforcer as a tier 2 badge. So if you're +2 in that, there's not really that much of a difference between 71 strength and like going up to the next level of like 83, 80, 45 strength. And at that point, you're sacrificing speed and agility. So it becomes not as worth it to go that high in strength as a lock build. And personally, I'd rather have a faster lock than a slightly slower lock with higher strength. That's just what I've seen playing the game. So my opinion is strength doesn't matter as much, especially because if you're a center, it's so expensive, and the differences between like a 71 to 91 is not worth the cost of it. So unless your build or role needs strength, it's usually smarter to invest in things with higher impact, like speed, acceleration, block, perimeter defense, shooting, playmaking, so stuff like that. Nobody's trying to mislead the community. At least I don't believe that to be true. Everyone is just testing the game with their own opinions through their own lens. And I kind of just wanted to help people understand why experiences differ so you can make a decision based on your play style, your build, your role on your team. So yeah, that's just kind of what I want to talk about. Obviously, you shouldn't be taking these builds as end all be all, attribute for attribute, because you don't play like that YouTuber, you don't play like that content creator, you don't play with the same team he plays with. That's why in all my build videos I say this is just a template, go what you feel. I don't usually do these kind of videos, but just wanted to give my 2 cents on the strength topic and the 2K community. But let me know what you guys think. Peace.